She arrived on campus, clad in armor, yet the secret she carried under it shocked them all the first time Elle walked through the crystalline gates of Proxima Academy. Every eye turned toward her, not because she was human, though that alone would have drawn attention on a campus populated by 17 different sentient species. No, they stared because of the armor. Sleek, midnight black plates covered her from neck to boots, humming with a faint electromagnetic pulse that made the air shimmer around her. The armor bore no insignia, no markings of allegiance. It simply existed, a silent threat wrapped around soft flesh. Harrison noticed her immediately. As a third-year xenobiology student and one of the few humans at Proxima, he'd developed a sixth sense for his own kind. But this girl, she was different. She moved through the crowd like a shadow, her armored boots clicking against the polished stone with mechanical precision. "New transfer," chirped Zix, his Valkyrian roommate, antennae twitching with curiosity. "From Earth's outer colonies, I heard. Military background." Harrison said nothing, but his gaze followed Elle as she disappeared into the administrative complex. Over the following weeks, Elle became campus legend. She never removed the armor. Not in classes, not in the dining halls, not even during physical training where other students wore standard academy uniforms. Professors accommodated her, perhaps afraid of what might happen if they didn't. Rumors spread like wildfire. She was a super soldier, a cyborg, a human experiment gone wrong. Some whispered she wasn't human at all, just a very convincing android. Harrison found himself increasingly fascinated. He'd catch glimpses of her in the quantum mechanics lab, her armored fingers dancing across holographic interfaces with impossible grace. In the library's zero-gravity reading pods, she'd float, suspended, absorbed in texts about exoplanetary ecosystems. Once, he saw her in the garden dome, standing perfectly still among the bioluminescent flowers, and he could have sworn he heard her humming something soft and sad. He finally approached her on a rain-soaked evening in the observation deck. Elle stood alone, watching Proxima Centauri's binary stars paint the sky in shades of amber and crimson. "You know," Harrison said, stepping beside her, "most people come to the academy to escape their past, not carry it around like a second skin." Elle's helmet turned toward him. He couldn't see her face through the darkened visor, but he felt the weight of her gaze. "Is that what you think I'm doing?" Her voice was surprisingly gentle, filtered through the armor speakers with a slight metallic echo. "I don't know what to think. Nobody does." For a long moment, she said nothing. Then, slowly, her gauntlet hand rose to her helmet. Harrison's breath caught. In 3 months, no one had seen her face, but she didn't remove it. Instead, she pointed at the stars. "Do you know why humans are feared out here, Harrison?" She knew his name, of course she did. Not respected, not admired. Feared because we're stubborn, adaptable. We don't know when to quit. No, Elle's hand dropped. Because we're fragile, and that terrifies them. Harrison frowned. Fragile? We've colonized 40 systems. We survived the collapse. We break so easily, Elle interrupted, her voice barely above a whisper. A Valkyrian can survive hard vacuum for 6 minutes. A Thorian can regenerate lost limbs. A Kex can transfer their consciousness to a new body if the old one fails. But humans, she laughed, bitter and small, were soft, weak. One puncture, one disease, one moment of bad luck, and we're gone. Then why, 3 years ago, I was on a research vessel near the Kepler rim. We were studying extremophile organisms on a tidally locked planet. Elle's voice grew distant. There was an accident, an explosion. Most of the crew died instantly. I should have too. Harrison waited, his heart pounding. I didn't, but I was damaged catastrophically. By the time rescue arrived, I had maybe hours left. Elle turned to face him fully. The armor isn't protection, Harrison. It's life support. Medical nanites, atmospheric regulation, tissue regeneration matrices. Without it, I'd have approximately 4 minutes before my organs failed. The revelation hit Harrison like a physical blow. All this time, everyone had assumed the armor made her strong, dangerous, but it was the only thing keeping her alive. So why come here? He asked. Why not stay in a hospital, get treatment? I did, for 8 months. The doctors said I'd never leave that bed. Elle's laugh was genuine this time, defiant. They didn't understand. Humans don't survive because we're strong, Harrison. We survive because we refuse to stop living. I wanted to study the stars, understand alien ecosystems, make a difference. Some medical bay wasn't going to take that from me. Harrison stared at her, seeing Elle really seeing her for the first time. Not a soldier, not a threat. Just a girl who'd looked death in the face and decided it could wait. That's incredibly human of you, he said softly. Isn't it? Elle turned back to the stars. The Valkyrians think I'm reckless. The Thorians think I'm pathetic. The Keks suggested I upload my consciousness and abandon my defective flesh. What do you think? Elle was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke, her voice carried a strength that no armor could provide. I think I'm alive. I think every breath I take is a choice, and every day I wake up is a victory. I think that makes me more human than anything else could. She paused. And I think that scares them more than any weapon I could carry. Harrison smiled. Good. Let them be scared. We've got a galaxy to explore, and we're not going anywhere. Elle's helmet tilted, and Harrison thought he heard a smile in her voice. Want to help me with my exoplanet thesis? I could use a partner who understands. Only if you stop eating alone in the dining hall. Deal. As they walked back through the rain-soaked campus, Harrison realized something profound. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their stubbornness. It was their ability to carry impossible burdens and still choose to live, to dream, to reach for the stars, despite everything trying to pull them down. Elle was living proof of that. And the aliens who feared humanity's fragility had it backwards. It was precisely because humans were fragile that they were unstoppable.